the show. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday, my friends. Yeah, we're just going to give everyone a minute or so to come in. We are just getting started, my friends. Yeah, I figured today might be a good day to do a little lake pond and lake fishing. You guys enjoy the show? Where's my stuff here? Oh, over here. All right, hang on. Let me get my Colonel Clink lenses on, and I will get to that chat, my friends. Assuming I can find little buggers. And they are not in there. Come on, where are you guys? There they are. Hang on, folks. We are just getting started. Haven't even taken a cast yet. Guys, enjoy the show today. We are back down here at let's see, we're at Fairgrounds Park in St. Louis, Missouri. Yep. We're back on the feed here. Hope you guys enjoy the show. Yeah, welcome back in. This is our channel. Yes, sirree. This is our channel. Gonna do some bass fishing, crappie fishing, bluegill fishing today. Artificials only. Yep, didn't even bring a worm today. Got some rooster tails, spinner baits, craws, other type fun fishing lures. All right, let's get on to YouTube and see what's going on here. You know what? I tell you what, let's take a few casts. I don't know about you, but I want to see if I can catch anything. Let's take a few casts. Boy, this looks really good for a top water in this spot. So I'm gonna cast our little popper around, right around the edges here. Yeah, this looks so good right here. And that little stinker casts like a bullet. You never know if they want to come up and hit a top water down in this lake. That's why it's worth a couple casts to find out. Yeah, we got on our little, one of our favorite little lures in this lake, a little rebel pop. I tried to sharpen those hooks a bit, but not sure if I did a great job. Temperature's about 70 degrees, folks. We do have a decent, 7-8 mile per hour wind. Got plenty of artificials, and see if we can catch some fish today. You guys are enjoying the show. Yeah, this was just an idea. I didn't think too much about it in this little area where the wind's blowing. Okay, popper probably be a better idea once we get into that cove over there. We're gonna be moving around today. No worries. We're gonna see if we can catch some. Got on a spinnerbait. Got on a rage crawl. Gonna see if we can co-work some fish into hitting. Yep, artificials only, folks. Artificials only. No fishing. No bait whatsoever today. All right, let's take a cast or two with our spinnerbait before we come in and check that chat. Yeah, if they won't come to the surface, they'll usually smash at the little Strike King spinnerbait. I do have some bigger spinnerbaits in there too. I don't think I'm going to need that big of a spinnerbait in this lake. She's getting clearer. Oh, that was a okay. Wasn't that big, but that was a strike nevertheless. Had a hold of it. Man, had a hold of it, folks. Yeah, they're cutting the grass down here, so be thankful I've got a mic feed on. I just hit like a little school of fry right there. Wonder what those were. Kind of dark. They look like maybe baby green sunfish. Little tiny fingertip guys. Muck, 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 muck. Yeah, we do have a rage crawl on too, folks. We're going to be bottom bouncing a little bit as well. I know I haven't shown that much on live feed recently. I've been running and gunning. Sometimes you can get the real big ones down here on the crawfish type lures. One more cast, folks, and I'll come check that chat. Okay, get that in here close. Come on, big guys. I know you're here. Every spot down here has got a decent bass or two in it. You just got to get them to hit. A lot trickier than you think. See, I want to show you this lure before I do that. That's a little Money Strike King spinnerbait. I got a 6 pound leader on this one because this water, I mean a 4 pound leader because this water is so dang clear. That's on my light rod. I don't think I'll really need it on bottom bounce or my popper. All right, YouTube. Where are you? There you are, buddy. All right, let's check the chat and see what's going on. You guys are enjoying the show today. Happy Thursday, my friends. And let's see. I'm getting no push from YouTube again. You can tell because it's not even pushed onto my backup. Let's see. Manu, what's going on? How you doing, Manu? Manu says hi. How you doing, Manu? Let's see. Good old boy. How you doing, good old boy? Good old boy says, hey, MBP. Let's see in California. California says, get him the lip. I sure will try, my friend. Let's see. Old boy says, how are you? Let's see. Manu says, first like. Yep, first like, my friend. Let's see, 12 people in and seeing 14 thumbs up. Those are pretty good numbers, my friends. Let's see, Manu says, gotcha. Let's see, Princess. How you doing, Princess? Red Bull Princess says, hope everyone is having a great and wonderful day. Love you guys. And Skipjack Cindy, what's going on? How you doing today, Cindy? Cindy says, hey, all. Let's see, and Ben. Where are we today? This is a lake called Fairgrounds Park in St. Louis, Missouri. This is just one of the three connecting lakes. So this lake connects to another lake that is underneath a bridge, which also connects to another. They call this one big lake, which is actually I consider it like three different lakes. But the fish can get between them technically, but it's only about yay deep between the two. Yeah, but we got two bridges between them. It's a pretty cool lake. Uh, Common species down here are largemouth bass, channel catfish, bluegill, crappie, and there are some carp in this lake, but they're hard to catch. They're fish for. Let's see in survival what's going on. How you doing, survival? Let's see, survival says MVP. Hello. How you doing today, survival? Let's see in John Picard. How you doing, John P? John P says hi. Let's see, survival says hello, Ben. And Gary. How you doing, Gary? Gary says good luck. Let's see, Ben says hi, survival. Let's see, Ben says hi, princess. Let's see, Manu says hi, Cindy. Let's see, Mahad, what's going on? How you doing, Mahad? Mahad says hi, bro. Uh, how are you fishing? We just got started, my friend. This is our first initial location. We're going to be moving around today. Hi with the fishy emojis, and Mahad says hi. Let's see, Cindy says hi, survival. Cindy says hi, Gary. Let's see, motorcycle. Motorcycle fisherman says hi. How you doing today, my friend? You're having an awesome day. Let's see, BMK says, just kidding. I was like, what the? fibber. All right, folks. 11 people in and 18 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Hi, MBCK. Hi, Manu. Cindy says. All right, let's get back to the fishing. Let me set that chat. You naughty little fibber, you mean person. Mean person. Oh, I wanted to cast the rage crawl around here for a minute. This is a little slower of a technique, but a lot of times she'll get some big strikes. Assuming I got my bait caster working right. Yeah, that, what the heck. All right, that feels better. I haven't used this for bass fishing in a while, so bear with me, my friends. Now, that looks pretty good and straight. There's a number of different ways you can work this rage crawl on this lake. First thing I usually do is kind of work that right up at the surface, almost like a swim bait, a glide bait. Not what do you call it? Dang it! It's a little lure you use right underneath the surface of the water. This can get some really powerful strikes if because there's some big frogs in this lake, big frogs, big crawfish, and just seeing that little sucker going over the top of them can get a reflex strike fast. And then I'll kind of slow her down here. Not that much. Just let that bounce right on the bottom and kind of pop that up and down. Yeah, no catfishing, carp fishing today. I have to be back at the house eventually. The landlord needs me to help him out with stuff and other fun things. Usually a couple bass down in the shoreline, but maybe not. Might be just a little bit too much fishing pressure in this location. I can kind of see where the moss has been pulled back here, where there have been some cast netters thrown in. I don't mind the cast netters in this lake because the majority of the time they don't get anything but bluegill and other things in this lake. There are too many places for those bass and stuff to hide, but it does spook them quite a bit. Should probably put on a buzzbait on this one, to be honest. The way this wind is blowing, this overcast stuff, I don't know, but I'm going to keep this on. Usually I can manipulate it to where it'll react like a buzzbait as well. We're going to move down about, well, let me show you where we're going. Don't do that, rods. That's what I didn't want it to do. Man. Hang on, folks. I'll be right back. I just got to move us down and untangle this stupid line that just went around itself a million friggin' times. Spin around, spin around, spin around, spin around. All right. I'm going to get you guys and we're going to move down. Because all these spots are like focalized, folks. There could be 6 bass within 5 or 6 feet, and the next spot there might not be nothing. All right, let's move on down. Yeah, we're working towards the windward side of the lake rather than the windward. Alrighty, looking good. And let's make sure our camera feed is okay. Make sure she's not pixelated because of the movement. And looking okay. Yep. Yes, sirree. Let's see, Mahad says hi. Let's see, Manu says, aha. Let's see, Yakin, what's going on? How you doing today, Yakin? You almost fell over. We do have like an 8 or 10 mile per hour wind out here right now, folks, so hopefully you guys don't take too many spills. I try to minimize that stuff. I try. I fail miserably a lot of times, but I try. Yakin says, let's go, Mike. And see, Ben, what's going off with the sirens? We are actually near a major metropolitan hospital down here, so unfortunately, those are just ambulances going by, picking up, dropping off, picking up, dropping off. See, Callan, what's going on? How you doing, Callan? Callan says hi. And Julian, how you doing today, Julian? Julian says hi, guys. And see, Arnold, how you doing, Arnold? Arnold says, Julian, hello. And see, Adrian says, MVP Fishing. And see, Arnold says, hello, everyone. And good day. All right, let's see, 14 people in. Let's see, and 32 thumbs up. Incredible, my friends. Let's get back to some fishing. Hopefully, we can catch some today. This, I'm not sure about the popper down here. I might have been better off putting like a buzz bait on, because this wind is a little bit strong for them to find a popper and this stuff. Doesn't look like they cut the grass down here yet, so I don't think they got spooked by the lawnmowers. And I can always put on a rooster tail, get down here. I plan on doing that eventually anyways, but I'd like to get some bass fishing in first. I mean, I can put on a rooster tail on my other rod, but I kind of want to maximize my potential of getting a bass down here by putting several lures on. Popper, spinnerbait, bottom bouncer. It's a pretty good combo. Oh, muck. Yeah, I forgot the one thing about fishing for bass. Start off fast and start slowing down. So I got to start off moving quickly. When I find the speed that they want to hit, that's the speed you want to stop, and you want to fish that particular speed. So I'm just racing the sucker by here right now, and I'll slow her down every cast. And one more cast with this popper before I put the spinnerbait back on. I've got the spinnerbait. Go get the spinnerbait. Yeah, I've got that on my smaller rod. Might be a day for a buzzbait. I mean, I'm not sure how these guys are hitting right now. We do have some storms coming in late tonight and early tomorrow morning. Yeah, Friday seems like it's gonna be a rain out, folks. But Saturday I'm supposed to be going out with Jason the Mason. We're gonna be doing some fishing. Don't know where. Might just go down to my regular haunts. Might go down to Columbia Bottoms. Who knows? Yeah, I'm gonna get my spinnerbait out here. I just want to get this crud off my popper. Yeah, I've got a little leader on this. I haven't quite worked on that. That's 4-pound leader because this water is getting pretty clear. My other option, if they don't want to hit the spinnerbait, I can always put a rooster tail on this one, because they're usually pretty actively hitting like a rooster tail or something. Oops, stepping in the water, Michael. Duh. Oh, that was another. Yeah, those don't seem like very big. I think they're like bluegill or something. They're grabbing onto the end of that trailer, not really taking it. I didn't set the hook that time, unlike the first time I felt that pop. Yeah, I think it might be time to put on a little rooster tail. Yeah, I know I wasn't very patient with the spinnerbait, but let me grab my rooster tail out of my bag. This will be a brand new rooster tail, first time it's been used as well. You guys know how brand new rooster tails work down here. Let me grab this and come right back. Hang on, folks. We're just getting started. Haven't been in for very long. Still trying to get that skunk off the board. Yep, haven't even gotten this rooster tail off the out of the package. Yep, brand new. And thank you guys. There's a donation. A buddy of my landlord, his wife donated these brand new clothes to me. Well, she gave them to me. Anyways, you guys notice? Yep, I'm wearing some nice new stuff. She got me a couple pairs of shorts and other shirts and other things. I thought, yeah, this is fine to wear on the down here, but I'm not wearing this stuff down on the river, folks. Yeah, I'm not wearing her down on the river. I just ruin her if I wear her down on the river. Oh, man, I did not tie that very good. Let me get something to trim that up with. Dang it. Where did I put that stuff? Oh boy, here, where are you guys? There you are. Wonder where my lighter was. Yeah, it looks like storms, but it's not. Yep, just trimming up our rooster tail, folks. Be right back. All right, she's trimmed. And we're back, folks. We are back in feed. Hope you guys enjoy the show today. Yeah, we tied on one of our favorite little lures down here. We're going to be casting the other one around as others as well, but you guys know how effective this little lure can be. It's a little blue rooster tail. And I hit my thumb on the way. Oh, that was already a fish on there. As soon as I hit the water, got a strike. That's pretty cool. Already had a strike as soon as it hit the water. This is one of my little trout panfish size rooster tails. I catch a lot of like, oh, pop, come on. Two casts, two strikes. And we've got a wing knot. Get out of there, you stupid wing knot. Get out of here. Pop, come on. We got, that's not a fish. Yeah, that's just a algae. First time it was, but the second time it wasn't. Come on, guys, let's get a fish on. Now, artificials only, folks. Didn't even bring any bait today. And don't tell me, what the heck is that? Why am I getting snagged out there? Cast 100 times down here a while back and didn't get snagged. What am I getting snagged on now? Ah. Yeah, it's no good if you can't cast a little stinker. That's probably just this spot. The algae starting to grow up down here. Gonna have to keep her a little higher up. Easy enough to accomplish. You just got to keep your rod tip up a little higher. Come on, guys. I've had like 2 or 3 nips out there. They don't want to commit to it. All right, let's take a couple casts in this direction. Just trying to get the skunk off the board right now, folks. Oh, pop! Come on. Now I got algae. Man, seems like they're holding right at that bottom. Whenever I get near it, I get a strike. I get a little bit too deep, and I get snodgrass. That's going to be entertaining. That water is actually relatively warm. Come on, guys. I want to get the skunk off. Got him. Oh, yeah, got him, folks. That's a little guy, but nope, popped off. Had him. Had him and popped off. Pop, come on, dang it. And they're just nipping at it. And I got snodgrass again. Yeah, once I get that stuff on it, forget about it. They ain't gonna touch it. Might be just too much algae down in this one shallow spot to be able to use the rooster tail with any efficiency. We might have to. I see if I can keep this one pen, folks. Got him. Yeah, we have got a little boogie. Hey, bait, folks. Well, they felt like they were hitting harder out there. Remember, I was getting those strikes in the spinnerbait and I was missing them. Yep, that's these little bluegill. Hey, but no skunk. First fish of the day, my friends. A little bluegill, but still, this is a fish. Aren't artificial, so not even using any bait today. Gorgeous little guy, my friends. All right, buddies. See ya. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see what's going on in chat. Let's see. Manu says hi. Red Bull, yes sirree. Survival. Let's see motorcycle. Andy, see Cindy. Ben, Yakin. Let's see Julian. Yeah, I forgot to set my chat. Let's see Adrian. What's going on? How you doing, Adrian? Adrian says Skipjack Cindy. Adrian says MBPFishing. Let's see Eli. What's going on? How you doing today, Eli? Eli says hi. And Terry, how you doing today, Terry? Terry says Beast Buddy. Let's see, Adrian says Red Bull Princess. Adrian says Gary. Let's see Miss Daisy, what's going on? How you doing, Miss Daisy? Miss Daisy says, hey, Mike. A couple of awesome channels there. Red Bull Princess, Miss Daisy, and Skipjack Cindy. Let's see, Cindy says, hi, Derek. Cindy says, hi, Daisy. Let's see, Adrian says, Miss Daisy. Adrian says, Skipjack Cindy. See, 4 people in and 41 thumbs up. Incredible, my friends. Hope you guys are enjoying the show today. Let's get back out here. Yeah, there's some pretty good bass in this lake, folks. So we gotta look around. Oh, I had him popped off. Nice crappie, bluegill, some channel catfish scattered around. And believe you me, I've caught a number of channel catfish on artificials in this lake over the years. Yeah, these are stocker channels, so they ain't too smart. Pop. Come on. Oh, that's a fish. Fish on, folks. That's pretty good, whatever it is. Get out there deep. That's on a little rooster tail. What do we got, folks? Come on, buddy. Stay pinned. Man, that's fighting deep. What do we got? That's actually fighting pretty good. Gonna dive in the stuff over here. These rooster tails can pull out a fish. That's a bass. That's a nice bass. Oh, popped off. Dang it. What I tell you about that popping off on us? Oh man, what is that? That bass is like 2 pounds. What's he doing hitting a little rooster tail? Crap. He's out there deep. Dang it. He's probably stuck there in the muck. Let me check. Cause he got off right here. Probably dove down right into that stuff. Probably never get him out. Oh well. That was a nice like 2-pound largemouth. Had him right up to the bank. I thought it was a catfish. Because it didn't jump when I set the hook. Because usually when you hook a bass, they jump down here. Dang it. That's frustrating. Frustrating, oh boy. That's a pretty good largemouth, folks. Crap. Adrian, let's see. Gavin, what's going on? How you doing today, Gavin? Gavin says hi, Mike. Let's see. Gavin says hi, Adrian. Let's see. And Dave, what's going on? How you doing, Dave? Dave says carp. No siree. That was a largemouth bass. Yeah, that was bright green. Black stripes across his body. That was a largemouth. A couple pounds. I don't know what that fish was doing out deep like that. Got the little guy. Yeah, and this is what I land. Dang it. Little stinkers. Yeah, I missed the 2-pound largemouth and catch the bluegill. Oh well. This is a fish, right, folks? So our second, we had a nice 2-pound largemouth right up to the bank. I can't even count that one because I didn't get to touch him. I knew that rooster tail, they can pop out of those largemouths so easily, folks. Beautiful bluegill. Check out the colors on this guy. We ought to use these little stinkers for live bait down here, to be honest, but the only thing that's going to hit it is a bass. Crappie aren't quite big enough to hit him in the, there's no flathead in this lake. Well, none that I know of. I haven't caught a flathead out of this lake in like 10 years. I can't believe that happened. Cast that spinnerbait, all those other lures around that location. Wouldn't touch it, but pops that little rooster tail. That's going to tell me that these fish are hitting very small baits. So those guys have got to be like hitting like fry and hatchlings and stuff. It's a very healthy largemouth. Just had him right up to the bank. I wasn't forcing him. Hopefully not our only of the day, folks. Yeah, we're not going to spend much more time in this spot. I missed that one bass here. It's probably the only one around. At one hand, I don't want to change the rooster tail, but pop. At the same time, I want to put on a lure I can land a bigger largemouth if I catch one. Like, I got him right to the edge of the moss, and that's where I had to start pulling him a little harder because he was trying to dive into it, and that rooster tail just popped right out. Moss. Get off there, you stupid thing. Algae, gunk. That stuff just won't come off once you get it on there, no matter how hard you pop that line. Adam. Popped it and dropped it. All right, I think we're going to move again, but unfortunately, this move requires me to move everything because I don't like to move, leaving my stuff too far away from our gear and everything. So this move's going to take a minute. That's a nice largemouth, folks. Solid 2 pounds. Dang it. That one's hyperactive. He shouldn't have been fighting that hard. All right, this move is going to take some patience, folks, because we're going to have to move. I only got about 2 hours to fish today, so we gotta make it count. I got to be back to the house in about an hour and a half because we've been 25, 30 minutes, an hour and 45 minutes, whatever. Let's get our gear. We don't have much because I didn't bring much with me. Let's see. Camera bag, check. Let's see. Coffee, check. And scooter, check. Yeah, we're going to move right on the other side of these reeds. I'll come right back, folks. I got to drop the scooter off and come right back, get the rods and you guys. Yeah, this is the way you bass fish, folks. Move around, and this cove looks more like a place for topwater action, folks. The wind's not blowing bad down here. All right, let's put our scooter down. Make sure that's off the path because even though this is a hiking and biking trail, people like to use it as a it's just a road. They'll literally just drive through it, and they don't stop to go into the park, even though that's technically illegal too, unless you're using the handicap facilities. There's a handicap bathroom, and there's also the handicap locations for people to fish off of. Now, then you can drive your car right up to the locations. All right. 6 people in and 46 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Hope you guys are enjoying the show today. Man, that was a nice bass we had on, too. Tell you what, I cast a spinnerbait out there. He didn't hit it. I also cast a rage crawl out there. Didn't hit it. Hopper didn't hit it. But he smashed that rooster tail. I thought I was snagged. Yeah, this looks like more of a location for us to get strikes on a topwater. And let me readjust you guys. All right, looking good. Looking good, my friends. Let's come in and check that chat. And keep our rods separate because I don't want them suckers to get tangled. And we're on someone else's live feed here. I love it when it goes off of what I was on to someone else's live feed. See 3 people in and seeing 46 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Hope you guys are enjoying the show today. See Adrian, Derek, and Danny. What's going on? How you doing today, my friend? And he says, dropped from us, Mike. Movie right now here. Get you all in chat. Hi to all in chat. All right, thanks, Danny, and thank you for coming in, my friend. You appreciate that. Adrian says Miss Daisy. Adrian says Cindy. See, Gavin says hi, MVP. How you doing today, Gavin? Gavin says hi, Adrian. Let's see. Let's see, Honeycutt, what's going on? How you doing today, Honeycutt? Honeycutt says hi. How you doing today, my friend? Happy Thursday, and I hope you're enjoying the show, and I hope you're having an awesome, awesome day. And we're a little pointed up, so I'm just pointing her down a little bit. There we go. Make sure I set my spot in chat there. That way we don't get moved. All right. Let's get back to the fishing. Hopefully get on a big old bass. And hopefully catch a big old bass down here. I thought that fish I had on was a catfish. That turned out to be a big largemouth. Man, just never know. Yeah, I'm working this a little faster right now because of the wind. Plus, I'm trying to see if these fish are going to chase something aggressively like that. This makes a heck of a lot of ruckus, so fish should be able to zero in on it pretty easy. I'll slow her down as I keep on casting a location because trying to see what they want to hit. And what this does look like buzzbait location. I just got a little bit of reeds in the way, making that dang near impossible to cast these spots. I can finesse this popper very good too in these little gully spots between a tree and the algae. Maybe there's a bass sitting under that little spot there, just looking up at it. Kind of finesse her, make her look like a little wounded bass or a little wounded shad or something. Little wounded bluegill, frog, something. And so far, we've caught 2 bluegill, folks. We had one pretty good largemouth up to the bank and popped off on us. Yeah, that was perfectly done. I'm going to do it one more time here before I figure they're not going to hit in this particular location. Really slow her down. Sometimes this will get them. Just give it a little flutter, pop. Because he's been watching that popper go by multiple times, and finally it's just slowed down right in his face. It's like that little cat, that little string. It's just been in his face for so long, he can't stand it. He's got to take a pop at it. Come on. Man, that just looks so good. I think we're in okay for our moving down a little bit. Perfect. Right at the edge of that tree. I got the bird's attention. I landed perfectly. Even he thought it was an insect or something. Oh, can't you just got that feeling there's a bass underneath her just looking at it. And there's got to be one over there. There's no way anyone could even get a cast net near that location. So he's perfectly safe. Oh, into the ooh, Michael, too close, too close, too close. That was about an inch too far. That was just a little bit too far. uh, I'm working on it. You too. Get off the stick. Yeah, the wind died down. I got to take a cast right where it was. I got to. This just looks so good, folks. Where are these spots where the wind's dying down in? I think I made a mistake taking my spinnerbait off. It just looks so good for a spinnerbait right now. It looks like just where the bass want to come up to the surface, but they're not quite, comfortable with it, so they're gonna smash at something very close to the surface. All right, let's take a couple casts with the rooster sail, see if there's any crappie or another bass that I can hook and miss. Yeah, way too close. That's way too close to the tip of that tree. Do not get snagged, buddy. Do not get snagged. These stupid lures cost $3 a piece. That was on sale. Wind, wind, wind. Always your most difficult adversity in fishing, bass fishing, is the wind. They're either too much or too little. Come on, big guys. I know you're here. Come on. Come on, buddies. I know you're here. Let's get this out there deep. That's where I meant to cast the first time. It just didn't go. That's where some of them big crappie like to sit out deep. Like slow roll that. I had them. Had them, folks. Dang it. Yeah, I don't think that one's a follower because that felt like a crappie. Those bluegill will follow your bait into the bank, but the crappie won't. Pop. How can you? How can fish grab that lure and not get snapped, hooked? 3 times. Yeah, that had to be bluegill because that was following it all the way in. Kept on nipping and nipping and nipping and nipping at it. It's not grass. Carp just jumped. Yeah, I said there's some big carp in this lake. There's probably 3 carp in this entire. That one jumped twice, making a fool of ruckus out there in the middle of the lake. I just can't get it that far up that way with the wind blowing. Had him. Man, how can the suckers grab onto it and miss it? Like that bass, he just grabbed onto it and he was just stuck. Dang it, really? That quick? Alright, I'm gonna go come check that chat, folks. Just hang on a second. This is not panning out. I had one nice, see, I knocked some fry out of the water. Those look like baby green sunfish or something. Alright, let me come check that chat, see what's going on. You guys are enjoying the show today. Let's see, 8 people still in and 51 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Let's see, Remian. How you doing, Remian? Remian says hello. And see, Scooby. How you doing today, Scooby? Scooby says hello, Mike. What's up, brother? Taking a little break from the river. Thought I'd come down here and try the lake. Caught 2 bluegill. Had one nice largemouth, about 2 pounds up to the bank, but popped up on us. Let's see, Mahab with the fish emojis. And Salty. How you doing, Salty? Salty says MVP, Scooby, Northern, and thumbs up. Northern says Salty, hello, my brother. Salty, is that the Panther Martin? No, this is a rooster tail, buddy. Yeah, I had a largemouth, about 2 pounds on it, right up at the bank with this. Yeah, she just popped off on us. Yeah, those things aren't really made for like 2.5, 3 pound fish. Let's see, Salty said, let's see, Northern says, 51 likes. Yes, sir, my friend, you got it. Salty says, nice, man. I've also got a popper on, and I've got a, I'm debating upon whether or not to change the craw to a spinnerbait. Because I'm not sure with the amount of algae down here, whether or not I'm going to be able to even keep it out of the muck. Now, I can work this almost like a buzz bait, a swim bait, a glide bait right up at the surface, but it's a little bit too much wind to be getting them to do that, because it doesn't make a lot of noise. Yeah, this is a rage tail. Rage craw, I mean. I can't really work this down to the bottom because I'm going to get muck all over it. It looks like something might have hit it. Thought I felt something hit that, knocked it off of there. Interesting. Bluegill will do that in this lake. All right, let's let her do a little bottom bouncing, I guess. See if I can coerce one to hit. Yeah, that largemouth we got was actually quite deep. And I know how she feels. You see, I'm working her pretty fast. I've been used to this, doing this, so I know the feeling of one when it hits this, even when I'm moving it that quickly. I'll feel like a little ding, and I'll stop immediately and feel and see if she's still on there. Sometimes it'll be a bluegill, sometimes it'll be a catfish, sometimes it'll be a bass. Yeah, that's the problem with bottom bouncing right now, because having just a little bit of a problem with the snot grass down here. See, I can work her right up at the surface like a little buzz bait. Probably my best bet is to do it like that. Work her right down these edges. Right on the stick, Michael. Wonderful. Ah, crap. Trick about doing it like this is when you get a strike, drop it so that that fish can get a hold of that bait. One good thing about doing it like this is that you get the buzzbait snagged in some of these spots, even the weedless buzzbait, but this is a little bit trickier to get snagged. I'm guessing these fish. Oh, look at that. That was a. I'm not sure if you saw that on feed, folks. That was about a 3-pound largemouth. Just chased some friggin' shad right out of the water over there. Got her snagged up. Ah, crap. And what I do pulling on it like that? Yeah, I'm gonna switch this. I'm debating upon whether or not to put a larger or smaller spinnerbait on. The larger spinnerbait seems to get some bigger fish, but the smaller spinnerbait seems to get some a lot more strikes. I don't know. Make a decision, Michael. With these shallows back here, I guess a smaller spinnerbait would be preferable. Could try buzzbait. It's just looking good down here right now. Very top watery. She's looking very top watery, folks. Hi. And that's in my other bag, of course. Duh. I don't keep that stuff. My bass lures are in my other bag, so. That was smart, Michael. All my stuff was trying to fall out. I think they're in here. Interestingly enough, they're not. Okay, let's check the other bag. Where on I put this things? What the heck? Interesting. Wonder if I left them at home. I still got my larger spinner baits, and I got my. Ah, well, that's interesting. I guess I won't be using that particular lure. Because apparently I left the little stinkers at home. I was going through my bag, make sure I didn't leave them down there on the bank down there. No plastic bag. One more spot they might be. Nope, Michael. Must have left them at home. I got most of my stuff in here. I got my rooster tails, rage craws. Where'd that Colorado spinnerbait? Oh, it's in my pocket. So I still got my Colorado spinnerbait on me. Guess that's the best that I'm gonna come up with. I was very distracted this morning, folks. I had a lot of stuff on my mind, so I'm not too panicky about where did I leave it? I think I just left it out of my bag when I was loading her up. All right, that is tied back on. I don't have my bigger spinnerbaits on me. I got my smaller ones and I got my rooster tails. I also got rage craws, some little micro crankbaits, a lot of artificials. We'll figure something out they want to hit. We'll figure something out here they want to hit. Let me trim this up. I should probably put a trailer on this as well. It seemed to be slowed down because that's the reason why I hit that rooster tail opposed to the spinnerbait the last time, because I wasn't moving that slow enough. Yeah, I do have to move from the people working here. That last truck was a forestry truck. They're allowed to drive down here because they work down here. You don't expect them to carry like 500 pounds worth of gear across the lake. Well, we do, but I don't. All right, this is a little mini Strike King spinnerbait. I'm gonna put a trailer on her. That rage tail is a little big. But, what the heck. That way I won't waste her. Pop that right in the middle. This actually works really good down in this lake. That's salt impregnant, so if a bass hits this and gets a bite at it, he's going to taste something. He's going to hold on. Very unique technique with this one. I'll have my buzz baits at home. Dang it. That's the only thing I'm worried about missing. I didn't have much time, folks. I'm like, yeah, I got 2 hours. I grabbed my stuff and I ran. Didn't have time to dig bait. All right, this is our new little. I might have to trim that up a little bit more. That's a Strike King with a rage tail, a rage craw, trailer. Let's see what's going on. Let's see Yogi. What's going on? How you doing, Yogi? Appreciate you coming in, my friend. Let's see. Salty says spinner may be better than the weeds, but no muck. Let's see. Derek says hi. How you doing today, Derek? Yogi says hi, Mike. Let's see. Greg, throw a chatterbait. It. The problem with this is that I never have any luck with snotgrass and chatterbaits. Now, chatterbaits and hydrilla, they're great, but the snotgrass will funk up a chatterbait blade just as easily as it will a spinnerbait. And they really don't make a micro chatterbait that can withstand uh, a lot of weight. So the last time I bought a micro chatterbait, a good jackhammer, the first 2 pound largemouth I had, it snapped in two. Hi. That's a little bit too long. That's one of the problems with chatterbaits. In this lake, a majority of the food they're feeding on is micro. So now I do really good in chatterbaits with, say, in Jefferson Lake and Spanish Lake because there's a lot of hydrilla and stuff in that lake. But it's all snotgrass, and this stuff it'll trust me. The old stinker won't chatter unless you're going to use like 40-pound braid or something. Let's see, radio, what's going on? How you doing, radio? Yeah, chatterbaits are a good bait. It's just this lake is maybe 4.5, 5 feet deep max, the majority of it. So yeah, all this stuff is like maybe 2 feet deep over here. Most of your chatterbaits, the moment that thing hits the bottom, it's gonna, and you're gonna be dragging that bottom. Let's see, radio says, I'm here finally. Took me a while to find you. Appreciate you dropping by, my friend. 14 people in it, seeing 56 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Hope you guys are enjoying the show today. Let's cast the spinnerbait around for a while. See if I can coerce one of these guys into hitting. Yeah, we've got a little rage tail on her now, a little rage craw trailer on her, so I can slow her down really good. This water must be getting a little warmer. Now I am going to get some snotgrass on her right by the bank. That's okay. It's putting out a lot of a very big profile for a small lure. Putting a lot of flash, a lot of vibration. Look at that little stinker spinning right there. Man, that looks good. Oh, man. That probably was a bluegill or green sunfish. Popped it, man. Look at that. Just worked that right over that stuff. And almost all the structure in this lake is right by the bank, so you want to keep your lures right in close by the shorelines. All right, we're going to grab our popper. I think we're going to move past this tree down here. Keep her moving, folks. We're gonna find some fish today. I don't got a lot of time, so can't burn her up with spending too much time in one load. What the heck? One more cast popper. Yeah, that last one, I think that might have been a smaller bass. Now, I want this sucker to look like a wounded frog or something. So I'm just giving that a quick pop. And what that's doing is making that lure dart from left to right. Just walking that dog. All right, folks. Come on. One more. Ah! I always got the feeling that the last second something's going to pulverize it, which happens more times than you think. All right, let's get this stuff moved on. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Hope you have an awesome, awesome day, my friends. Now, this is the one that's difficult because the rooster tail doesn't want to reel in because I've got a small leader on that. Let me get the scooter and the baits moved, and I'll come back and get you guys real quick. I know you probably lost me for a second there. One thing the mic feed doesn't like is moving too quickly. Just saves a minute or two walking, using the scooter rather than walking. And carp! See that? He jumped out there in the middle of the lake again. Man, the stinker's making a ruckus out there. There's probably only 2 common carp in this entire one part of the lake. See? Probably only 3 or 4 back here. So they're tough to catch. That carp was probably 20, about 20 pounds. That was a big carp. I caught one this spring about 18 or 20. And that looks pretty good as far as our camera angles are concerned. All right. Where is the backup cell phone and our rods? All right, let's get back in the chat. Ain't got a lot of time today. I've got the keep my eye on that timer clock because I've only got about 2 hours out here today. That's what happens when you get a part-time job. Let's see. Salty says, "Nice man." Let's see. Northern says, "Yep, rooster tail, Salty." Let's see. Derek says, "Hi. How you doing, Derek?" Let's see. Radio. All right. Look, we're looking good, folks. 18 people, 8 people in. Let's see, and 59 thumbs up. Let's see. This looks like perfect for the popper again. Little snot grass. Look at that. It's impossible to cast even a chatterbait in that stuff because once that stuff gets around that chatterbait blade, it mucks it up as well. And you're not even supposed to drive down here, to be honest, folks, but people do it. More line. Come on, I know there's some bass down this spot. I've seen them chasing shad down here. All right, let's take a cast right over the top of this tree. Because with the popper, I can cast over this structure right by the bank and not get snagged. Come on, buddies. I know you're here. And this is a spot for buzzbait because I could run her right down that edge. Dang it, what the heck was that for? It's weird. It's not where I wanted to cast her. There's my spinnerbait. I need both of these guys with me. Because right after the cast with the top water, I want to cast the spinnerbait right back in there. It's something right underneath the surface. Look at that fry I just spooked. Dangerous cast, folks. Got to keep her up by the surface. Because you can't work a chatterbait like this, folks. I mean that this is how slow, and she's just right at the surface. Still bumped the stuff. Yeah, once a chatterbait like this just gets that stuff in there, it'll muck it up and it won't spin no more. It won't chatter. And chatterbaits are great lures. I love them in hydrilla, around lily pads, but in snot grass, not so much. I had one nice one on, popped off. Look at the fry I'm scaring down there. Those got to be either bluegill or bass fry. Man, they said no rain today, but it smells like rain. It smells like rain today, folks. I checked the forecast. It's not supposed to come in till later on tonight. Of course, a lot of times they'll change that stuff on you without warning. Still too far out, but getting closer. Now, these guys can be right in by the bank down here. Oh, we caught 2 bluegill so far. That's had that one nice bass up. Man, that was like 2 pounds. Just had him right up at the bank and popped off. Oh well, that's gonna be frustrating. But then again, I did have it on live feed, so at least I can watch myself fail over and over and over and over again. That's gonna be fun. That's one good thing about live streaming. People like, you didn't have no 2 pound largemouth on. Want to see the stream? I had him up to the bank. Didn't land him. Had him. Almost had him. So close on that one. And these guys, these things have to be like protecting fry or something down here right now, because there's a lot of little baby fry down here. You hear a bullfrog. Dang, come on, buddies. Frustrating. All right, let's check that chat and we'll move on down again. Can only get a certain distance from the camera before I'm a little bit too far away for you guys to see me. I see Latanya, what's going on? How you doing, Latanya? I see MVP, got a lot of time to watch you fishing, but I got rained in. Good afternoon, everyone. Afternoon, my friend, and I'm sorry to hear about you getting rained in. Let's see, Mandy Candy, what's going on? How you doing, Mandy Candy? And see, Arnold says, Godspeed, bro. And see, Woozy, what's going on? How you doing today, Woozy? Woozy says, amazing view. I try to get good camera angles. I do. I'm glad you're enjoying, my friend. Let's see. Woozy says, much respect to your channel. Thank you, my friend. Let's see. Arnold says, hi, Woozy. Let's see. Denny says, fish count, Mike. 2 bluegill and 1 nice largemouth up to the bank. Yeah, that largemouth was about 2 pounds. We had her right up to the algae and she popped off on us. So close, folks. Just so close. Yeah, we're gonna keep on moving around here. That's your best bet when you're bass fishing is keep on moving around, see what active fish you can find. All right, let me get my tablet and see who's talking here to us right now. Oh, that was a nice fish. Let's see, Lucy, what's going on? How you doing today, Lucy? See, Lucy says, "Hey, Danny." Danny says, nice, Mike." Hey, it was on live stream. It's gonna even a fail if you get like a good fish like that, get it right up to the bank. That's a pretty good short feed. Great content. You ain't always gotta monsters. Just seeing that fish. That's one of the reasons why I like fishing for bass in this lake, folks, is because even if you miss them, 9 times out of 10, you at least get to see them. Because if that wasn't a monster largemouth per se, but a nice little 2 pounder, solid fish. Yeah, we still got a rooster tail on. I can cast that all over the place and catch bluegill and crappie all day. I'm interested in getting some bass right now, folks. Got him. Fish on. That's a nice one, folks. Nice one. Come on, stay pinned, buddy. Oh, that's a nice largemouth. Ah, oh yeah, that's 3-4 pounds. Oh, nice bass. Come on, he's digging. He's digging. Oh, that's 5-6 pounds. Whoa, that's a monster, folks. That is a monster. Come on, stay pinned, buddy. Stay pinned. Man, that's a big bass. That's a big bass, folks. That's a big one. Come here, big girl. Come on. Yeah, we're gonna do a weigh on this fish, folks. That's a big one. That is a monster, folks. Yeah, that's probably 6.5, 7 pounds, folks. Man, that is a man. My heart is racing. Check that out, folks. That is a largemouth bass there. Yeah, I was worried about her coming out. I got her right perfectly in the side of the jaw. Check this guy out, folks. Incredible largemouth. Yeah, this isn't a 6-pounder. Man. Look at that. That's a keeper, folks, in this lake. That's probably 22, 23 inches. We're gonna get a weight on this fish, folks. Hang on. Yeah, we're gonna get a weight on this one. Not many bass I weigh, but this one I'm gonna weigh. Yeah, there's our scale. No, that's not our scale. Where's our scale, folks? Come on, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I don't want to keep this fish out of the water for too long. And there it is. Okay. Man, my heart is racing, folks. I just went from 0 to 1,000. All right, she's bottomed out. We're just gonna pop that in there right there. All right, 5.10, so almost 6 pounds. Yeah, almost a 6-pounder, folks. Check that fish out, folks. We're gonna give her a little drink. Make sure this fish stays good and healthy. Awesome fish, folks. Hit the Strike King mini spinnerbait. That is a largemouth bass, folks. That is a bass. Check that girl out. Wonderful. Gotta love it, my friend. Gotta love it. Awesome, folks. Wonderful. Oh, boy. Oh, wonderful fish, folks. All right, we're going to get her back in the water. Yeah, some snot grass here, folks, so we're going to give her a little toss. See, buddy, there she goes, right out of there. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciated. Can I say a woo? Woo! Oh, that was a bass, folks. That was a bass. I told you there's some big ones down in this lake, my friends. 16 people in, 71 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. I do appreciate that. Let's see, Arnold says, woo, hey. Let's see, Lucy says, hi, all. All right. Danny says, nice, Mike. That was a largemouth, folks. That was a trophy by anyone's standards in Missouri. Let's see, Lucy says, I'm doing great. Great to hear, my friend. Let's see, Atona says, yeah, fish on. Yakin says, let's go. Let's see, Real, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? Real says, nice job. And you guys do realize that this lake is a heavily publicly, yeah, this is a public lake. This is a heavily fished location, so that makes it even more better. Mark, what's going on? How you doing, Mark? Hey, buddy. Mark says, Mike, you did a super job. Man, that one was diving for that stuff. Almost 6 pounds. Let's see, Soul says, that's a great catch, Mike. Let's see, Tony says, yep, 5.1 pound largemouth. Awesome fishing. You got it, Latonya. Tonya says, "Hey, Solo." Let's see, Texan, what's going on? How you doing, Texan? Let's see. Mike says, "If you do not stop catching big fish, I am going to have to fish with you." Come here, buddy. Come on. Come on, Mark. Come on, Mark. Come on. Let's see. I'm fine. You look good, Mike. Appreciate it, buddy. Man, I just went from 0 to 100 when I saw that fish jump. I was like, "Oh, I got a nice little oh, whoa!" That's why I like this lake, folks. Even if you get a bass like that, I saw that fish. Let's see. Mark says, "Next day off, I will fish with you." Sounds like a plan, my friend. I'm looking forward to that. Let's see. 16 people in and 72 thumbs up. Yep, looks like that spinnerbait was the right choice. Let me show you what that was on, folks. That was a mini Strike King spinnerbait that was tipped with a rage craw. So that's just a little crawfish, and he bit my trailer off. I'm gonna have to make another one. But you guys see that? That's supposed to have 2 on there, but that only has 1. That's just a little mini Strike King spinnerbait. It's a really dynamite technique in the shallows. I'm gonna have to get another rage craw on this one because he bit my trailer in half. Yeah, that's one of the lures that you took me out to Walmart and got. Actually, that's both. Those are both the lures you got when you went out with me to Walmart, Mark. There's a reason why I bought them, because they work. I'm not the kind of person that's going to buy something if it's not going to work. Like, I don't have 1,000 lures in my tackle box. I got 6 of them, and those 6 work. Now, there are other lures that will obviously work, but, you know, if you can catch fish on 6 lures, why have 6,000? All right, we got her back, and I bent her out a little bit. Man, that fish bent my spinnerbait a little bit. I thought there might be a big one down here with those fry hanging around, and I'm sure he's eaten a few of his fry in the last couple of hours. Because once they get off those beds, especially the females, they tend to eat their young. I know it's gross, but that's nature for you. Hey, I'm happy, folks. I am happy. Just takes one fish to change your day. Oh, might have been a bluegill or something just nipping at it. Yep, she seems to be spinning a little bit off now. Not too bad. Now, a lot of times what happens with these smaller spinnerbaits is you'll get like 5 or 6 smaller ones or one big one on there, and they'll bend it. And it's hard pressed to get them to spin right again. Oh, pop, man. Ooh, got him. He's running with it. Got him, folks. Second fish is... Oh, dang it. Come here. Ah, come here. Second back. Come on, I got you. I got you. Little stinker tried to get away. He tried to get a quick release. You ain't doing it, buddy. I got your grandpa earlier. Now you're going to have to show off for YouTube, too. Yeah, he hit it and was running in with it. I felt the nick at it, but didn't catch up to the bait for a minute. Yeah, it's like a little half pounder. Half pounder and some change. How you doing? Beautiful largemouth, my friends. Gotta love it. All right, buddy. Get a little closer in here for you guys for that one. Gorgeous guy. See why they call them largemouth bass? Because they got large mouth. I mean, largemouth bass. They got large mouths. See you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciated. Hey, it looked like the spinnerbait was the right idea. Let's see, 21 people in, 75 thumbs up. Incredible, my friends. Let's see, Mark says, okay, I'm gonna have to go to channel on this one. Let's see, SMW, what's going on? How you doing, SMW? Let me make sure to get you a sub while I'm here. I usually do that anyways. SMW says hi. And Junior, what's going on? How you doing today, Junior? Junior also says hi. Let's see, Northern. How you doing, Northern? Northern says, Mark, hello. How are you doing? That's my landlord. Be nice, Northern, or I will find you. Let's see, Northern says, Mike is that man, man, isn't he, Mike is the, man, isn't he Mark? That's my landlord, so he's my friend. Leave him alone. Let's see, Latonia. Latonia with a thumbs up. And it's Spawn, what's going on? How you doing, Spawn? Spawn says yes. Let's see, Gator, what's going on? How you doing, Colt? Let's see, Colt says Mike. Good grip, hello from Hungary. Awesome, my friend. We're down at Fairgrounds Park today. Let's see, Gary says Northern, buddy. Let's see. PA, what's going on? How you doing, PA? PA says, Mike, hey, friends, catching a monster bass. Yep, we got one just under 6 pounds. Let's see, Northern says, Gary, hello. Let's see, Mark says, Mike stopped by the house on the way home. Yep. I know, I remember. Let's see, Tony says, I agree, Solo. Let me see, check my clock. All right, we're good. Hour and 15 minutes. We still got a little time. Thanks for reminding me, Mark. Do appreciate it too. And I got this hooked in here wrong. I'm gonna have to redo this. This is all fake bait, folks. We've been catching fish today on artificials. Hey, to tell you the truth, this is where I got my personal best largemouth in Missouri. Just over 10 pounds. Keep that one quiet, folks. No one believes me about that. But that 7-pounder ought to put some perspective into your minds of how big the bass can get in this lake. Don't ask me why they get so big in here, but they do. I go up to Spanish Lake and I might see one bass over, 5 or 6 pounds. And here, yeah, there's a lot of them. Oh, dang it. Oh, I did it again. Wonder what that is. Something's nipping at it down there. And I love this little rage tail technique, folks. I really do. With the rage tail trailer on this thing. Either that or a bandito bug. Now, the bandito bug is just a little soft, so you can only get 1 or 2 fish on her before you have to replace her. But still, it's pretty much the same technique. I've done it before with lizards and other things, and straight worms. But this little rage tail technique, rage craw. I keep saying rage tail. I don't know why. It's one of the most effective. Yeah, are we still on feed? Barely. I don't want to get too far away. I keep bumping schools of fry down here. All right, I think we'll move. I got to keep my stuff close to me, folks. You guys know. So we got to go back, get our scooter, and move to the next spot, which is just like 6 or 7 feet further down this direction. But still, it won't take too long for me to get my scooter. Be right back. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Happy Thursday. Hope you're having your awesome, awesome day. All right, backpack. Coffee. Yeah, my coffee poured out, of course. Of course, of course, of course. Even with the lid, it's not supposed to leak. It's still popped out. No worries. All right, coming back and getting you guys. Oops, stepped on my rod tip. Duh, Michael, that was dumb. Dum 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 dum. Yeah, I'm wondering what's underneath this tree down here. If that bass was sunning out there in the algae, I just wonder what's holding up down here. And we're better on a flatter angle, so I got to set you guys real fast. All right, I'm gonna go back and get the rods. You guys are enjoying the show today. I've left my scale on the ground. That would be not. That wouldn't be nice. Yeah, I thought that bass was more like 7 pounds, but she might have just come off the bed, so it's possible she was a little lightweight. That's okay. That's why you got the scale. That way there's no discussion about the size. Like, that ain't no 6 pound largemouth, that ain't no 7, whatever. All right, I got to take the popper over here and take a couple casts. I'm amazed that bass didn't come up and pulverize that popper. Because those big ones are usually really mean when it comes to. That wasn't cast very good. I need that in closer to that algae. That's better. Stay there. Don't get me wind. Got the freaking algae. See, so this is, if anyone's not accustomed to largemouth bass fishing, that's supposed to look like a little frog or a little baby bass or shad or something right at the top of the water. Maybe wounded, maybe not, maybe just popping it like bugs or something. It just looks like something edible and something in a location where it's easily eaten. All right, it's dinnerbait time, folks. It's not grass. Get off there, stinker. Right over some snot grass. Dang it. I didn't even see that stuff until I cast there. Crap. That's going to ruin that whole cast. Ah, crap. After that, you might as well just reel her in and recast. That just goes to show how big a bass are in this lake, folks. I didn't think that was that big of a bass until I saw her jump. Pop. Get the crap off the lure. It will come off. I knew it was on there. I didn't lift it up fast enough when this bottom's covered with that stuff. It's really shallow at boot, so once you get that stuff on your line, you might as well cast her, reel it back in and recast. Oh, that was a know what that was. That felt weird. All right, let me get back and check that chat, folks. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. As you can see, Mark, I've got on the new clothes. Got the clothes on. Yeah, I figured down here would be okay for me to wear it because it's not too bad down here and mucky. So I'm not gonna get my clothes dirty. Let's see, Magoo, what's going on? How you doing, Magoo? Appreciate you coming in, my friend. Did not worse to say faced and with salt. Fish my gator. And Magoo with the fire emojis. Let's see, one last cast. What's going on? How you doing, cast? Cast with the okay. Let's see, I think I'm caught up in this direction with. Oh, Flava, what's going on? How you doing, Flava? Flava says he's number 77. Yep. 20 people in still and seeing 81 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. That T-Gator says true. I'm just keeping up with what's going on in chat. Magoo says Northern Brother. Let's see, Pierre, what's going on? How you doing today, Pierre? Pierre says Colt. T-Gator says Pierre. Pierre says, now that's a salty. Magoo laughing his butt off. Let's see, Pierre says a salty gator. I don't know what's wrong with you guys. You like, I think I'm nuts sometimes until I listen to you guys and you go, woo! Ah! T-Gator says, I did not Northern. Let's see, Northern says, Gator. Took enough salty last night to choke. Let's see, Latonia laughing her butt off. Oh, boy. I'm going to stay out of this conversation. I'm like, woo! What is wrong with you people? Crazy. Crazy old. What is. Ah. I'm just going to say you guys are incorrigible. Incorrigible. And just coming out here trying to bass fish, and you guys are. I keep up on that, you guys. And not. I'm gonna say it, and it's. I'm happy, folks. Happy, 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 joy, joy. I know people hate that song, me included. Like, I hate that daggone song. Don't sing that daggone song, or I will hit you, and it will hurt. Literally. Okay, we've caught 2 largemouth today and 2 bluegill. And that one largemouth was in just about 6 pounds. So we're doing pretty good so far. I feel much better about, running out here with only a couple of hours to fish. Hang on, folks. I'm coming back. I don't like to leave my stuff too far behind. We go at maybe 15, 20 feet, go back, grab our gear, move forward, do it over again and over and over and over and over. We do it over and over and over. Oh boy. I said, folks, I went from 0 to 100 in a split second when I saw that fish jump. Like, uh-oh, monster! that was a Fairgrounds Park brute. And if I can cast it without casting into the daggone tree, it would help. Up to Davy. Where are you? Oh, there you are. I see you now. Come here, you little stinker. Hey, MVP casts into trees too. Everyone does. I mean, a fisherman in this world, even Jimmy Houston, Roland Martin, Bill Dance, they all cast into trees. And if they say they don't, they lying. They lying like a suckerfish. Basically, that means, yeah, I cast in a tree. Yeah, I had fun, folks, man. That bass. You wonder why you like bass fishing. Why it's an adrenaline rush. You get one on there on your line like that, and you're going to be hooked for the rest of your life. That 20-pound blue, that 16-pound, 15.8, 16, whatever, 15.8-pound blue cat I got the other day, barely got my heart racing. But that bass, man, my heart was going put. And I've caught a lot of those fish over the years down here. It's just they still get my heart racing. They do. It's not grass. I know it's a nuisance, but it is what it is. And I hate that saying too. It is what it is. Tree. Wonder if that popper would do anything right there. That looks like so good. I can flip it right underneath that tree. Let me try her. Assuming I can still flip. Flip and flop. Flip flop. Perfect. Could have been a little further down, but that's pretty close. Boy, that's just screaming at me. Hold on tight, 'cause something's about to obliterate you. Odd, huh? Those bass are still must be still protecting their fry, folks. So that's why they're over there sunning. You know, those little baby bass, they love to set in the algae and sun. The little new hatchlings. So those bass are sitting over there in the sun, frying their brains out. Getting the algae out of my spinnerbait. Well, interesting. I would almost bet I got at least one strike over there. You remember here's another thing, folks. Do you remember about how I'm always talking about take a cast? Always when you're done with a spot, take a cast back to where you were fishing a minute ago. Remember I was fishing in that one spot and I walked down and I started fishing a new spot. But when I took a cast back to where I was fishing, that's when I got that big one. Just realized that because it's such basic with me. I do that all the time now. Oh, pop! Come on. Dang it. I saw that was a little green sunfish. Almost big enough to grab her. All right, let me check that chat. Hope you guys are enjoying the show today, my friends. Let's see, 11 people in. Let's see, and 86 thumbs up. Incredible, my friends. Let's see. Latonia said, laughing her butt off. Let's see, Magoo with the fire emojis. Let's see, Latonia says, dang, Dave. Let's see, Flipper says, I know. Let's see, and Tom, what's going on? How you doing today, Tom? Tom's laughing his butt off. You're always laughing your butt off, Tom. I'm sure you even got a butt left after how much you've been laughing. Let's see, Latonia says, that sounds good. I'm just joking, Tom. Tom says the best. All right, 11 people in and 86 thumbs up, folks. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Well, I don't know what to do here. We may have to go around because I think this guy's fishing. Yeah, unfortunately, we're gonna have to go around, which is gonna be a heck of a lot more work. But how long have we been in? I've only got. Oh man, we only got about 15 minutes. We gotta move quick. Yeah, I only got about 15 minutes left, folks. Let's get moving. One little stinker. Yeah, this one's gonna be a little bit different because I'm gonna have to rig these up so for travel because we're gonna be moving around this local angler. He's fine. He's fishing perfectly legal. 3 rods out. Bottom bouncing. Good technique for catfish in this place. Carp, bluegill. All right, we've got all our gear. Now we just gotta. I'm gonna pop the battery extender off. I think we're good for the battery extension for the day. Pop this up real quick. And we're gonna have to travel a little bit here, folks. So Bear with me. Gonna take a couple of minutes to walk over here. And man, there's people fishing under. Why are people fishing under the shade trees? There's no sun. Sheesh, dudes. It ain't like it's hot out here. It's like 70 degrees. Oh, whatever. Lamps. I'm sorry, I don't know where that came from. Alright, come on. I'm trying to find an open spot to fish on this side of the lake. This algae and stuff has been growing up pretty good, so. That's where I was gonna set up. Oddly enough, he's not fishing underneath the shade tree, he's fishing where the bench is. It still gives us an option to fish. For the last few minutes, this is a pretty good little shoreline. Actually, it's up to that bench where they stopped biting, but I ain't gonna tell them that. It gets super shallow down there. I'm not gonna tell them if you don't tell them, folks. See 14 people still in and seeing 86 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Hope you're enjoying the show. Let me make sure our signal's okay. Camera goes back on. Backup cell phone. The tablet. And let me refresh this. And we are looking pretty unpixelated. Looking good. Bye, Tom. Have a great rest of your day, my friend. All right. Probably going to be our last spot because I got to get back here. So I only had about 2 hours to fish today. All right. One more cast with this popper. I don't want to kill too much time before I grab the old spinnerbait and pass him over here. Those geese looking at it. They're like, is that food? Is that food? Not for you, though. Okay, spinnerbait time. Spinnerbait time. What is wrong, you reel? On clicker. pop. I thought it's green sunfish or bluegill or something, but still got my heart pumping for a second. Oh, algae and gunk on my line. Snot grass, snot grass, snot grass. Sucker's spinning on its side. One bad thing about a spinnerbait, folks, is if you get a big bass on it, they tend to bend, and they run sideways. Oh, got him. Fish on, folks. All right. Awesome way to end the day, folks. Not a monster, but our third landed of the day. All right. Awesome fish, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Beautiful largemouth, folks. So today we've caught 3 largemouth and 2 bluegill. Gorgeous bass. Wish I had more time with you guys today, but I got to get back. But I hope you guys enjoy the show. Gotta love it, folks. Gotta love it. Gorgeous bass, folks. Wonderful. All right, buddy. Always good to end the day on a fish. Hey, buddy. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, let me say hello and goodbye to everyone in chat today. Let's see, Tom. Let's see, the one that says, take care, Tom. Yeah, I'm out of time, folks. Let's see, Danny with the googly eyes. All right, Malik, what's going on? How you doing today, Malik? Let's see, 2 hours past Danny. Danny's bedtime. Yeah, that explains a lot. Any more questions for me? Still neck, Danny. Let's see, Latonia, Pierre. Pierce is Danny. 12 people in and still a 90 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Let's see, Johnny Lamb, what's going on? How you doing today, my friend? Just in time to say goodbye. We've been in 2 hours. I do have some other stuff I got to do, so we're gonna have to cut this live feed short. We caught 3 largemouth. We also had a 4th up to the bank, and one of those largemouth was just about 6 pounds. And we also caught 2 bluegill. So not a bad day, my friends. Let's see, Johnny Lamb says Danny. All right, folks. I've got to end, or we're at 2 hours and 8 minutes, so I'm past our time. I gotta get out of here, buddies. I wish I could spend a little bit more time with you guys, but I'm afraid that's it for the. Thank you. Who was that? Thank you, Johnny. I appreciate that, my friend. That was on a Strike King mini spinnerbait tip with a rage craw. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. I'm just gonna have my old good luck. Stay safe. Hope to see you on the water, my friends. Keep doing what you love. Keep them lines tight. I'll see you on the next one, my friends. Take care. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.